There is a truth that most people never talk about openly. Not because it isn't real, but because once you see it, you can never unsee it. And that truth is this: not everyone who smiles at you wants to see you win. Not everyone who claps for you is genuinely celebrating you. And not everyone who stands near you stands with you. Sometimes, the greatest resistance you face doesn't come from strangers. It comes from people who have watched your journey up close. People who saw your humble beginnings. People who knew you before you started growing, evolving, and stepping into your power. Because your growth becomes a mirror. And that mirror reflects back to them everything they haven't done, everything they haven't pursued, and everything they've been too afraid to become. Envy is rarely loud. It rarely announces itself. It moves in silence. It hides behind compliments. It disguises itself as jokes. It pretends to be support while secretly hoping for your slowdown. But if you pay attention, there are signs, clear signs. And once you recognize them, you protect your energy differently. The first sign someone is envious of you is that they minimize your accomplishments. When something good happens to you, they don't celebrate it fully. They downplay it. They say things like, "It's not that big of a deal," or "anyone could have done that." They try to shrink what you worked hard to build. Not because it's small, but because acknowledging your success would force them to confront their own inaction. Your progress makes them uncomfortable, so they try to reduce it to something ordinary. The second sign is that they constantly compare themselves to you. Instead of being inspired, they measure. Instead of appreciating your journey, they compete with it. They keep track of what you have, what you're doing, and where you're going. Every win you experience feels like a loss to them, not because you took anything from them, but because your existence reminds them of what's possible. And that reminder unsettles them. The third sign is subtle but powerful. They don't support you publicly. They may watch everything you do. They may observe your growth quietly. But they never like, comment, share, or acknowledge your work openly. Silence becomes their form of resistance, because supporting you publicly would require them to validate your elevation. And envy struggles to celebrate what it secretly resents. The fourth sign is that they act differently around you when others are present. When it's just you and them, they may seem supportive, friendly, and encouraging. But when other people are around, their energy shifts. They may ignore you, belittle you, or attempt to undermine you subtly. This is because envy is deeply tied to perception. They don't want others to see your value clearly, because your value threatens their position in the social hierarchy they've created in their mind. The fifth sign is that they celebrate your failures more than your successes. They may not openly cheer when you struggle, but you'll feel a strange comfort from them during your low moments. They become more talkative, more present, more engaged. Not because they want to help you rise, but because your fall temporarily relieves their internal pressure. Your struggle makes them feel equal again. Take a moment right now to recognize something important. Your growth is not an accident. Your evolution is not random. It is the result of your courage to move forward when it would have been easier to stay comfortable. And if this message resonates with you, this is your reminder to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Because these messages are here to strengthen your awareness, sharpen your discernment, and protect your peace as you continue rising. The sixth sign someone is envious of you is that they give backhanded compliments. They say things that sound positive on the surface, but carry hidden negativity underneath. They might say, "You're doing well for now," or "I didn't expect you to make it this far." These statements reveal their internal belief that your success is temporary. They struggle to fully acknowledge your capability, because doing so would challenge the limitations they've placed on themselves. The seventh sign is that they copy you. They imitate your style, your ideas, your moves, and your energy. But they never acknowledge you as the source of inspiration. Envy often disguises itself as imitation, because deep down they recognize your uniqueness. They see your light. And instead of developing their own identity, they attempt to replicate yours. But imitation can never replace authenticity, and authenticity is your greatest advantage. The eighth sign is that they become distant when you're doing well. When your life begins to elevate, when opportunities start aligning, and when momentum builds in your favor, they slowly disappear. They stop reaching out. They stop checking in. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your expansion reminds them of their stagnation. Your growth forces them to confront the areas of their life they've neglected. The ninth sign is that they subtly discourage your ambitions. They may frame it as concern. They may say they're just being realistic, but their words carry doubt. They question your vision. They question your timing. They question your ability. Not because your vision is impossible, but because your belief in yourself exposes their lack of belief in themselves. And the 10th sign, perhaps the most powerful sign of all, is that your presence alone triggers them. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. Your existence, your confidence, your resilience, and your energy alone create discomfort within them. Because you represent what's possible when someone refuses to settle. You represent growth. You represent evolution. You represent potential realized. Here is the truth you must understand. Envy is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a reflection of your impact. It is evidence that you are moving differently, thinking differently, becoming someone who refuses to stay confined to old limitations. But this message is not here to make you angry. It is here to make you aware. Because awareness is protection. Awareness allows you to move wisely. Awareness allows you to protect your energy without hardening your heart. You do not need to confront envy. You do not need to argue with it. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. Your only responsibility is to continue growing, continue building, continue evolving, continue becoming, because the more you focus on your purpose, the less power envy has over your peace. And understand this clearly. Your journey is not meant to be understood by everyone. It is meant to be lived by you. Some people were only meant to witness your beginning, not your elevation. As you continue moving forward, continue surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your wins without hesitation. People who clap for you when you're not in the room. People who support your growth without secretly competing with it. Because the right people don't feel threatened by your light. They feel inspired by it. And if this message has brought clarity into your life, if it has helped you recognize what you've been feeling but couldn't explain, you can support the continued creation of these messages by using the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Every contribution, no matter the amount, helps fuel the mission of spreading awareness, empowerment, and truth to those who need it most. Your support makes it possible to continue reaching souls who are in the middle of their awakening. And for that, thank you. Truly. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. Never shrink yourself to fit inside someone else's limitations. Never apologize for becoming the version of yourself you fought so hard to become. Because your growth was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to be seen.